Hi everybody, welcome to Amy Nolte Music. Have you ever heard a piece of music that for some inexplainable reason makes you want to cry? Recently I was scrolling on TikTok and I came across a video of a very young baby, I don't know, 8 months old, 9 months old maybe, who was watching The Little Mermaid on her couch and was on the verge of tears the whole time through the song Part of Your World. I probably watched this video like 20 times because it was really, really intriguing to me. I mean, it was really cute, of course, but I wanted to know why she was crying when she was crying. So I paid a little closer attention. I can't just let the video play because it actually has Disney music playing on it, and Disney will take my video right down if I do that. So I'm going to do my best to play piano along with the actual video so that you can see the whole thing and notice when it is that the baby does the crying. She's hanging on all right. Here it comes. That's plenty beautiful, but it's not doing it for her. This comes close. At least for me. Here it comes. Ah, she can't handle it. Oh my gosh. Ah. Yeah, okay. I mean, that baby's gonna grow up to be something. Like, that's a special kid right there. So we've got a set of specific chord changes here. I'm gonna show you at the piano. It's in the key of F. We have a 1 chord. The chord stays the same, but the bass note drops. It's important for a couple of reasons. What this does is it tells us that we're going to go away from F, and we're going to go to the 4 chord. So what we call this chord, if we were to put the E flat in the mix there, we have this chord, which is F7 in its second inversion. If we were to put these 2 notes on the top, we have F7. Well, what it does is it takes us to 4. But it doesn't just do it like this. Like, we don't just go, up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day. It doesn't do that. It's much more sophisticated than that. The bass note has a direction and a purpose. Doesn't that feel like, oh, such intention? So it's an F chord over an E flat, but effectively it's the 5 of 4. Here we have a B flat chord with a D in the bass, and we have the 9 in the melody, which pulls us back. And then we have this note, and then this note again. We kind of go on either side of the B flat, but now it's time to go to the minor 4 with the D flat in the bass. It's very effective, but only if it goes to where you expect it to go, which is the 1 chord with the 5 in the bass. And then we're going to have a resolution, like a C sus, back to F. We can talk about chord changes, and that's fine, and that's a big part of it. Let's do it a little bit. I made a video a while back with my kids, I think it was during the pandemic, called The Forgotten Chord Progression, and we talked about a progression similar to this one. Here's one of the examples that my kids and I talked about in that video. Talked about this one. We talked about something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. So what happens is that we have the one chord and it walks down a little bit, so that we have the one with a major 7 on the bottom, then we have the one with the dominant 7 on the bottom that leads us to the 4 chord. And sometimes it keeps going to the minor 4 chord, to the 1 chord with the 5 on the bottom, and then some kind of a resolution. But the thing that the Little Mermaid song, Part of Your World, actually does is uses this chord progression with the second chord taken out. We can find other examples of this chord progression with the second chord taken out so that it goes straight from 1 to the 5 of 4. If it was in C, it's C to C7 to F with an A on the bottom, to F minor with an A flat on the bottom, to C with a G on the bottom. We can find other examples of this, and I'll show them to you. So there's some very old ones. Scott Joplin used it all the time. Here's the Cascades. And you know the Entertainer. Listen to Waltz Number 2 by Shostakovich. Going forward quite a few decades is Tom Waits. His song Innocent When You Dream sounds a lot like that waltz, doesn't it?
Memories that I'm stealing, but you're innocent.
There's kind of a triumphant sound that is associated with a chord progression no matter where you use it. It can be used right off the top, like we're talking about here. One that I remember is when my kids were growing up, is James's triumphant theme from Thomas the Tank Engine. I think it also sounds triumphant in Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles. One of my favorites is less triumphant, more playful, beautiful though, catchy for sure. It's Build Me Up, Buttercup by the Foundations. So we've seen it used right off the bat. Part of Your World uses it at the end. We're going to talk about that more in just a little bit. But some places it's used in the middle of the song. The Beach Boys did it on Today from their Pet Sounds album. It's how the chorus starts. You'll Be Back from Hamilton uses it.
You'll be back, soon you'll see, you remember you belong.
I don't think that one's triumphant. I actually think it's a little annoying. But it becomes triumphant when Nintendo uses it for Beach Bowl Galaxy. It's not the only time that Disney used this cadence. They also used it in Beauty and the Beast, just a few years later on the song Something There.
And now he's dear and so unsure.
I think they knew there was something there. Part of Your World is a want song. They weren't going to put it in The Little Mermaid. Instead, Disney wanted the writers to put a song about how much Ariel was longing for her Prince Eric. But composers Howard Ashman and Alan Menken fought for something different. Instead of just having our Princess Ariel pine for Eric, who has a human body, who lives on the land, they thought, why not give her a sense of wonder, a sense of curiosity, a sense of want about this world that she's never experienced, about things above the ocean that she wasn't really privy to. They even kept it lighthearted, which apparently was also a struggle with Disney producers, using words for forks and spoons and things that she didn't know what they were, like whatchamacallit, thingamabob. And I think that really brought it home for younger viewers, even this little baby. The singer was Jodi Benson. She voiced Ariel and sang this, I guess we could call it kind of a power ballad, but a want song. But music isn't just chords and melody. It's more. Let's go over what I'm talking about over at the piano. Let's talk about those other elements of music, all right? We have this whole build-up, the whole beginning of the song, where she's looking at different things, swimming around the ocean. It's a beautiful song. Disney doesn't write them like this anymore. It does it again. But it happens at this very dynamic point in the song. It's a point where we have the opportunity, to build dynamics. That's a build, right? It's an ascension. Here's another ascension in the melody. It even gets higher. Right? Like that's not just by chance. With every little iteration of that part of the melody, we're lifting and we're destroying that little child. 1, 2. We get 2 big beats on each chord, and that's something. The tempo is also something. 1, 2, 3. That's a long time on one chord, right? It's a long time. We also have the yearning in the voice of Jodi Benson. Don't discount it. She's singing it very purposefully to make everybody feel something. It's her tone. We've got the orchestration, right? We've got swells happening in the orchestra.
When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore?
All of these things combine at the same time at the end of this section of the song, and then again at the very end of the song to make you feel all sorts of ways. It's not just willy-nilly at the beginning of a verse, it's not just happy times at a chorus. It's let's make everybody out there really want for Ariel the things that she wants for herself. But the song comes back a little later, and they use the exact same portion of this want song with a different lyric, and it gets even more triumphant.
I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now.
Watch and you'll see. Someday I'll be. Kind of gets me. I know it's Disney cheese at its finest, but it's also, a young girl with a dream who can see it and is going to make it happen. I read that Disney executive producer Jeffrey Katzenberg ordered that this song be removed from the film some point in production, saying that he thought it would bore younger children. Disney executives. Everybody's a little different about this kind of stuff. It's very personal, I don't think that I've ever cried watching The Little Mermaid, but that little girl certainly did. We've all got things that hit us differently, and that personal experience is what makes music come alive for each of us, which is really cool, I think. There are some things that are personal that we want to stay personal, though. Did you know that you can get your personal data removed off of the internet? Data brokers are in the business of finding your personal details and selling access to it. And sometimes they can share it with some pretty shady people. Incogni can help with this. We all have the right to have our personal information taken down. But that can take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and in most cases, legal action that most of us don't have time to deal with. I signed up for Incogni, gave them the legal rights to work on my behalf, and then I sit back and let them work it out for me. I did that back in September. And before September, I was seeing a really big uptick in spam. Every year, the number of data breaches worldwide goes up. Recently, 2.7 billion personal records were leaked by a company called National Public Data. Social security numbers, addresses, full names, phone numbers. But here's the cool thing. There wasn't one single person in that leak that had a data opt-out service like Incogni that got their information leaked. not one. There are probably hundreds of companies out there right now with your personal information. This means you could see a rise in spam calls, spam texts, spam emails, but even identity theft and doxing. Incogni removes your data from data brokers and then persistently deals with any objections from their side. And they have a brand new feature called custom removals for anyone who's subscribed to their unlimited plan. Just create an account and give them your approval to start working for you. If they remove your data and it pops up on another broker, they will find it immediately and track it down and remove it again for you, repeatedly, as many times as it takes. And they'll make sure that your personal information stays off the market for good. Every month I get a report from Incogni, and they tell me just how many threats have come to me and how many that they have shut down. If you'd like to give it a shot, you can use the code that you see right here, Amy Nolte, to get a 60% discount off of an annual plan. There are lots of plans to choose from. I have the unlimited one, but you can choose the one that best fits you and your family. Thanks to Incogni and for all of you for always supporting my channel. I'll see you next time on Amy Nolte Music.